episode 6, the holiday special in the kitchen, baking. I can't believe how late I am. It's really hard to decide between having everything ready and being late, or starting on time and not being ready. So for the most part I am ready, and I would have rather been ready with my stuff and late, because then when I post this and people are watching it at a later time, it's more whole and put together than it would be if I had started without everything being ready. So I do apologize for how late I am. I'm going to try and pull the table closer to me, but I'm not really leaving myself a gap to get out. But I want you to see everything on the table. That should be good, and I need to be able to get into my oven. One day I'll have this set up properly where I can bake from the kitchen, and it'll be, you know, set up so that everything is where it's supposed to be. It's just that I have a lot going on here today. So I have a few recipes that we're going to do. I have them back here, but I'm going to hide them. So, and another thing that took me a while is my friend Samantha said that she loved last year's holiday special, which is great, except that then it made me feel like I had to impress with this year's as well. So here I am, and in our brand new kitchen with the Christmas special. I'm going to be sitting down, so I don't need to tip the camera up anymore. I guess I could sit down now. But yes, so you're only seeing a little section of the kitchen, but I need the oven for the things that we're making today. So I was not as prepared this year as I was last year for my holiday special. So I haven't let you guys know the recipes in advance, and even though I made one of them years ago, well, I made both of them actually years ago, today is my first time doing them again in years. So I've done both recipes earlier today to make sure they worked out, and because I wanted to have some on display to show you guys, to show you what we're making. So I wanted some classic recipes from when I was a kid that my mom used to make, and I have chose 2 recipes. Now, if I was cooking these to give to people to eat, one of your biggest rules in the kitchen is to have your hair back. If you don't have it in a hairnet, at least have it back in a pony or a bun or something so your hair doesn't get in the food. But I want to look good on this, so for this I'm going to have my hair down. If I was making these for real to give to someone, I would have proper hygiene and have my hair back. I got a new gin glass and is just popping it, but it says Merry Ginmas, but it's cute, and it has like a, I don't know how well you can see it there, but I can show it to you better later. So as I said, I am pretty much all set up and ready to go, and I cannot see anything from here if there's comments or viewers or anything. So I'll have to just get started, and then I'll come back over and check the comments from time to time. Oh, I was going to say it's Saturday, but it's not, it's Sunday, because I do these Sunday every week. But because I was going to say, I don't know how many people are going to be on live. If you're not watching this live, you can watch it at a later time as well. And so that will help you if you want to make the recipes yourself, or yeah, so just sit back and enjoy watching me make a mess and, you know, be silly and probably drop things. And then you can make your own when you have time. I will put the recipes in the comment section after I'm done my live. Alright, so even though I am not putting my hair back, I will put on an apron because it's cute. I've never worn this apron. It matches the tablecloth, and I don't know if you can see them, but hanging from the doors of my cupboards, there's one oven mitt and a hot pot holder thing that matches it as well. So let me do this. I think I could tilt it up a little bit. Okay, I was wondering if I could see the comments. I can see that there is a comment, but I can't see what it is, but I might come and tilt the camera up. I also need to show you guys some stuff that's in the fridge, but so when I come out there, I'll check the comments. If it's anyone saying hello, hello. And again, welcome. So the 2 recipes we're going to make today are thumbprint cookies. So these are my thumbprint cookies that I made today. These ones are rolled in walnuts, and then I ran out of walnuts. Well, I didn't. I have half of them here because I wanted to make them with you guys. So I just made these thumb press cookies without walnuts on. You don't have to use walnuts. You can use a different type of nut. I thought about maybe coconut. When I've had them as a kid, they didn't have anything rolled on them, but I wanted to make some thumb press cookies, and I made these ones with strawberry jam, these ones with lemon, and these 2, it's called mint sauce, and it's actually when you eat lamb, you put mint sauce, but I wanted the red and green, so I thought maybe it would work, but really you would use some type of like green jam or jelly. So maybe a mint jelly would be better in there than mint sauce, but I just did it for the sake of these. I don't know if the mint sauce ones will taste nice. I have under here on the bottom, I have mince pies, and I didn't make these. These ones are from the shop, but I wanted to show them because this is a kind of a staple here in the UK for Christmas. So they have mince pies here. It's mince meat, which is actually just cut up fruit. So yes, it's like canned fruit and stuff. But in Canada, we would have butter tarts, which would be our sinful delight that we eat every Christmas. And I haven't had a butter tart or a pecan tart in a long time. And then lastly, what we're making today, I don't want to tip everything over, but if you can kind of see, there is these cookies. They are candy canes, and the recipe that I made, it only has red and then you leave the dough color, but I made the other one green, so you can do red and green, or you can just do the white dough and red, or whatever you want, but this is what we'll be making today. I didn't make the little gingerbread. Hi Erica, are you saying goodnight? Yeah. Are you saying goodnight? Yeah. Okay, I love you. Night. Get out of my stuff. Steve was stealing as well. But also, get Erica! Love you. But so most of these things out here are for something that we're going to be making today. Do you remember at Halloween how I made some easy treats and some healthier treats? So we're going to do that as well. But first we're going to do the 2 main recipes. Because I have everything measured out already, and I've already tried making these recipes today, and I know that they don't take long. It won't be long to show you guys either. Like I said, I will be putting the recipe in the comments, but I can still tell you how much I portioned out for when I'm adding it to the recipe. Are we ready to start with our first one? We will start with what? We will start with, maybe we will start with the candy canes. But I've been running around and getting everything ready, and I'm a thirsty chicken, so. Oh, and remember at Halloween, I had like little Halloween tissue, so obviously I needed like Christmas tissue, but this is actually for my Elf on the Shelf that I bought it for, but it'll still work cutely here. Especially if I need to blow my nose because, you know. So, let me get my recipes and other things that we'll be making today. Now I always suggest, even if you're using a recipe book, to make a copy of it, especially if you have a printer. You can put your, if you have a scanner, like, you know, where you can put the recipe book upside down on the printer and then just print a copy of it. Then you put it into a slip cover. That way if it gets dirty or anything in your kitchen, it can just wipe clean, but also you're not dirtying your cookbook. Otherwise you can take a picture of your recipe out of your cookbook and then print it that way. That's just how I do it. So like I said, even if I'm using a cookbook, I still make a copy of the recipe. I don't want my cookbooks to get dirty. These are just printed pictures of the treats that we're going to make today, if we have time. So I said we'll make the candy cane cookies first. So, bowl, check. I wonder if I should, like, I am comfortable sitting, but I think that I should probably tip my camera up a little bit and then stand because everything's like out of reach. So let me scooch over there. Scooch the table just a little bit. I don't want, and then scooch myself through here. Tip you up a little and you'll see more of the Christmas tree. I can show you all the way to the tippy top of the Christmas tree. And then you can see that oven mitt and stuff hanging there. And then I'll bring you back down to about there so you can see the ingredients. All right, let's get going. Okay. Scooch. These are red and green things for the kitchen, but my kitchen is not decorated red and green this year for Christmas. It's decorated this blue with a touch of red, blue and white with a touch of red. That's the colors here. And I don't know if you can see them from there, but we have some really dark blue, oh, and silver, Man City. Oh, that's behind there. There's, I'll show them to you later. They're Man City, so Manchester City Football Club baubles on the tree. All right, let's get going. So we wash our hands and then we do this. And I was gonna get some soapy water in the sink. My sink is full of dishes because I did these things before, so, but I will, if I get stuff on my hands, I will have to wash them. But make sure you wash your hands, especially if you're giving these to other people. They want it in a clean environment, and if you touch your face and nose and everything with sicknesses going around, especially at Christmas time. All right, so let's get going. Yeah, well, my glasses are like over there somewhere, so let me see. 2 sticks of unsalted butter at room temperature, which is 227 grams. So my butter comes in 500-gram containers, so that's just less than half of a container of butter at room temperature. Oh, see, I don't want to waste, so let me get a spatula. That's the only thing about putting it all out like this. It looks nice, but then you don't want to, you know, waste, or I don't want to waste anyways. That was my mommy who raised me that way, my mom and dad, right? We don't waste, and that's good for the environment and for just a good way to live, because waste is not good. Okay, so put in your unsalted butter at room temperature. 1 cup of sugar is right here. And 1.5, okay, wait, let me place the butter, sugar, peppermint, it's peppermint extract, vanilla extract, baking powder, and salt in the bowl of a stand mixer. Yeah, well, I'm standing and I'm going to mix it because as great and expensive as this kitchen was, I don't have a mixer. So I will use my hand. Beat until a paste forms and clings to the sides of the bowl. So we need 1.5 teaspoons peppermint extract, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of, it says kosher salt, but I just put salt. So I will do that. Now, when I was making these recipes today, and I don't want to say this to jinx myself, but some of the things I was making, I was thinking like how just throwing things together and not even measuring and stuff, and then I was like, well, it's weird to me that people can't bake or cook. But then I thought, well, no, because I've been doing it for so long, like my whole life, that there's a reason that I can do it the way I do it. But with my peppermint extract, this is for an example. This recipe calls for 1.5 teaspoons of peppermint extract. Now I know this is called American peppermint. This is really strong stuff because when I make myself a chocolate mint smoothie, which is really healthy because I use frozen banana, milk, cocoa, and I only put like 1 or 2 drops of this extract in, and it's in like the bullet blender like cups, and that's plenty. So I don't know if 1.5 teaspoons of this specific is going to be too strong, so I'm going to go with less is more because I don't want these to be overpowered by peppermint. So I'm not gonna measure. That's about 1 teaspoon, so that's good. My vanilla, it was, and I love vanilla, so I can go more is less on with the vanilla. 1 teaspoon, okay, and I measured out the baking powder, 1 teaspoon, and then itchy fingers, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now most of the time I try to not add salt if I don't need to, but I'll put a sprinkling of salt in there. A little smidgy widgy. Just in case it does something magical that we need the salt in there. Alright, so now I'm going to mix this, which when you use sugar and butter, it's actually called, creaming the butter, right? So I'm creaming it. And in the recipe it says to make it like beat until a paste forms. So you can see, mixing, smells delicious with the vanilla and the peppermint. So that is a paste. It is weird not to be able to hear any feedback or anything else right now, so I hope everybody is enjoying this already. I'm just going to sneak out and see the comments just to make sure you can hear me and everything's going well. Jessie says, cool setup. Thank you, Jessie. Okay, let's see. So Samantha says, hello. And then there's people watching, and Mom says, hi, Lisa. Hi, Mommy. And then more people watching, and Jessie says, cool setup. Thanks. Okay, so let's get back to the recipe. So, where was I? I was, beating that, and then paste, and then scrape down the side of the bowl and beat in the egg until it is absorbed. Add the flour and beat until just combined. And, what does it say next? No more dry streaks of flour remain. So, with 1 large egg. Oh yeah, look at this cute thing. I have it on top of the fridge in the kitchen, so that's where it will go back. And I haven't actually used it to put eggs in yet. Here in the UK, maybe in Canada too, but it might have to do with the moisture. You don't have to keep your eggs in the fridge, although we do. But I have this cool little thing, so this is where I have my eggs for today. One large egg. Now, something that you should do with eggs when you use them is don't crack them into your bowl with your food in it, because sometimes you'll get blood spots or an egg could be bad. If I break this into the bowl and it's bad, that ruins the whole thing. So if I break this into here and it looks like a perfectly good egg, then I can dump it in there and we don't waste the batch. And my compost bin is too far away, so let me hold that like that. Take this like this and get all the egg out because I don't want to waste. And then I can put that in there and deal with it later. So, oh wait, I need to mix the flour too, right? No, wait. Beat in the egg until it is absorbed. So, beating in the egg. Now, I just grabbed a recipe off the internet. I didn't actually ask my mom for the recipe for the candy canes that I grew up eating. Sure. Okay, so 2 3/4 cups all-purpose flour, which is 385 grams. That's, this bigger one. So almost 3 cups of flour. And then mix in, add the flour and beat until just combined and no streaks of flour remain. So now this is where it gets messy, because even when I was doing this earlier, see, I got it all over myself. There's still flour on the floor back here because I was standing at the counter doing it. Oh, it's jumping out of my bowl. I will get my hands in there soon as well. I can really, I don't know, I mean, I only put like a teaspoon of mint in it, but I can sure smell it, and it smells stronger than even the batch I made before. But okay, no streaks of flour. So next step is, and I already know the next step, but I'm just going to confirm what it says. Divide and remove half the dough from the bowl. Carefully add the red food coloring to the remaining dough. Mix on low until the color is evenly distributed. Now what they mean on low is because they're assuming you're using an electric mixer. I'm using my hands, which will work just as fine. You just need to do a little bit more work. So, like I said, they made them with half red, half white, which is, or like the yellowy color of the dough. The ones I made earlier are red and green, and you have to chill this in the fridge for at least 3 hours, if not overnight. It's what it is it's so the butter goes hard again, so that you can work with it easier to make the shapes. So I am going to get some cling film. Give me 1 second. Saran Wrap is a brand, so there's another name for cling film. What's the generic name for it? While I'm over here, I'm going to get the baking parchment paper. What is the cling film? I don't remember what the generic name is for it. I hate like having stuff out like this. I like it more like this so that there's no brands, because I'm not brand specific for most things. Well, I am. I'm cheapest. Whatever's cheapest. If it works and it's cheap, that's my first choice. And then if it doesn't work, because it's cheap, then I'll move up. But I'm not one to just buy a thing for the brand. Alright, so I'm gonna, because I have to chill this, these ones I'm gonna keep half of it white, or whatever color you want to call this. It says to, I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but you have to chill it in the fridge. So you put it in cling film and you make it into a, what does it say, a disc, like a floppy, there's a name for this, I'll look at the recipe in a second. But I have half of it left. So that's going to go in the fridge the way it is. This is going to be red, because candy canes are red and white. Red food coloring. Because our food coloring here in the UK is not as strong as the stuff they have in North America, I have to add more. And I may just need to add a little bit more flour into here because it's a bit sticky. That is the butter as well though. So you can see that it looks like I added blood right now. But I'm going to mix this up. Yeah, it needs a little bit more flour because it's quite sticky. So, and that's what you do. If something's too runny, you just add a little bit more flour if that's your main thing that you're using, which it is for us. There's flour in this. And if it's too dry, you can add more of whatever liquid you're using. In this case, it was the egg, the extract, and what did we just add? Oh, the food coloring makes it very, and then obviously the butter right now makes it soft. Where's my flour? Everything's like way over there. These I bought to replace what I'm using right now. And I thought, even though I say I'm not into name brands, I just thought those looked nice. They looked old fashioned. So I thought they would look good with the decor. All right. So my oven is also preheating. The other thing is, like, this is a trick too to get your sticky stuff off of your hands. Put the flour on there, and obviously this white flour I'm gonna have to mix in with the, but it's like when you're at the beach and you have wet sand on your hands or your feet, you use dry sand to take the moisture out of it and rub it on. So it's the same thing. Putting the dry flour on my hands and rubbing it on is absorbing the moisture from this sticky dough, and it's getting it off of my hands. This is because I could just go over to the sink and wash all this off, but then that's wasting, and I probably should have taken off my rings, but Now the ring thing, that would be for sanitary reasons too, if I was working in a restaurant or a bakery or something. So that's a little bit better, but it's still pretty sticky. Because I need to get this all and put it into the cling film. Oh my gosh. I don't want to put too much because I want to do it the way the recipe calls for it, but I'll use the spatula and okay. This is I'm guessing this is because it's probably an American recipe and they don't expect the food coloring to be as runny and as much as I need to use here. So no, I'm going to put more flour. This should be it should be a consistency that's easy to make a ball with. So kind of like Play-Doh, I guess. So my goodness. Remember just to add a little bit and then mix it really well before. You don't want to add too much because then you'll be going backwards. So, all right, I can't. I'm getting frustrated. So my little niece, who is 4, 5, can't even remember now. Same age as Danielle. I think they're 4 still. Or did they go to kindergarten this year? Yeah, maybe they're 5 now and they'll be 6 in March. Time goes too quickly. There's this video of my niece Felicity a couple years ago, and she says she was frustrated because her brother was taking her gardening glove or something, and my sister sent me the video of it, and it's just cute because she says, "I'm frustrated!" And my sister Tina says, "Why are you frustrated?" "Because Declan took my... I don't remember." And then Tina says, "Well, then maybe you're not frustrated anymore." And then Felicity says, "I am! I'm frustrated!" And so now when I get frustrated, I say it like that, like a little child. Okay, this is better. So you can see that I still have some stuck to my hand, but it's not sticking as I do it. So that's a better consistency. And we got some cling film. Put it here. So let me read the directions. Now you know why I put my stuff into slips, because I'm a messy girl. So, chill the dough. Pack each piece of dough into a disc, wrap in plastic wrap, and refrigerate for at least 3 hours or overnight. When ready to bake, preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Line a baking sheet with parchment paper or silicone baking mat. So, I'm going to put these in the fridge, and miraculously, how they do it on the TV, well, I'm washing my hands right now. But then I'm going to grab the ones that I have in the fridge that have been in there for hours already. Okie dokie. Okay. Let me check the comments while I'm over close to the camera. Nope, no comments, just people watching. Okay, so I got these out of the fridge. As I said, I made a green instead of just leaving it the color. Now, I have to be honest with you. When I made these, because I was not organized, I did not have room temperature butter. I had cold butter out of the fridge. And so it just takes a little bit more to cream it into the sugar when it's cold. I also, they said to chill this for 3 hours at least, or if not overnight. But before I put it in, when I mixed everything, it was still a bit cold because of using the cold butter. But before I put these in the fridge, I took off a little bit so I could make these two. And they did work out. Well, this one's a little bit, I think this is, my twisting is, I'll bring them closer. My twisting went a little awry on this one, but I think it's, again, because of the softness of it. So if it's too soft, it doesn't, you know, you can't work with it as well. When it's out of the fridge, it'll be harder, and this one's better shaped than this one here. But let's see how it is now that I've taken them out of the fridge. Okay, that's gone. Boom. And these out of the way for now. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you what the next directions are. We need our cookie sheet with parchment paper on, which I will do in one moment. And then, so light a baking sheet with parchment paper, silicone baking mat. I do have a silicone baking mat, but I'm not getting it. I'll use parchment paper. Shape the cookies. The chilled dough should be firm, but still easy to shape straight from the fridge. If not, let it warm for just a few minutes until malleable. That means like bendable, like you can manipulate it, malleable. Don't let it warm too much or it will be too soft to work with again. Pinch off a 1-inch round piece of the white dough, which is our green, and roll it out into a 5-inch rope. Do the same with a piece of the red dough. Make sure the ropes are the same length. Place the ropes next to each other and twist together. Transfer to the baking sheet and curve the top of the dough into a candy cane shape. Repeat with the remaining dough, spacing the cookies about 2 inches apart. Now, in this recipe, she tops it with sparkling sugar. And she talks about other people putting pieces of crushed candy cane on it and stuff. I didn't do either of those things. You could put sprinkles on them or other things as well. Maybe we'll try, I have a lot of different Christmas sprinkles, so maybe we'll try some sprinkles on them. But if you are going to do it with the sparkling sugar, she says make the egg whitewash by beating the egg white, so just egg white, not the yolk, with 1 tablespoon of water until foamy. Brush the top of each cookie with the egg whitewash and then sprinkle with the sugar. That makes the egg will help the sugar stick. Bake in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes or until the edges are just barely brown. Let cool on a baking sheet for 10 minutes before moving to a wire cooling rack. These cookies will keep for a week or two in a sealed container at room temperature. You can also freeze them, which is what we do with a lot of our baking in North America for Christmas. We make it early, freeze it in our chest freezers, and then we got lots for Christmas. So, I read that to you because that's the instructions, but as I just made them before because I read the instructions, I knew what I was doing, but it's better to give you the actual details. Okay, so what did I do with my baking sheet? Oh, I'm using it in the, oh yeah, it's in the fridge because there was something else on it that where's my other big baking sheet? Let me, oh yeah, it has, okay. Alright, you gotta get the baking sheet out of the fridge. So I'll show you these things that I made, but I don't know if they're actually cooled enough yet, and they might be a fail because I was trying to hurry and I didn't really follow a recipe. I just kind of made them. So they're supposed to be wreaths, and they're like you know how you make Rice Krispie squares? These are made with cornflakes. So Damson says, Iron Chef Lisa. So they're supposed to be like Rice Krispie squares, but made with cornflakes. And so you use marshmallow butter and cornflakes. If you use too much marshmallow and not enough butter, you can't, they stick to your hands. And if you use too much butter and not enough marshmallow, they're not gonna set properly. Oh, these are set, oh, okay, they have set better, but I gotta keep them in the fridge to set harder. And yeah, so that is, I made those, but I think if I was to make them again, I would crush the cornflakes up a little bit. Now, in the one that I saw online, they use red M&Ms, I've used red Skittles because I just needed something that was about the same size and color. So Sam says, evening Lisa. Hi Sam, hope you're well. So yeah, that's what I used my baking sheet for. So I'm gonna set these back in the fridge, but not on this sheet, and hopefully they'll harden even more. And then I will, and the green is just adding food coloring to it. And then I need this baking sheet, so one moment. Okay. Before we had our first frost, I had to take the gem corn off of the corn stalks outside, and I have my gem corn on my other cookie sheet drying. And these are my nicest cookie sheets. I have other ones that don't look as nice. Oh, I see a big long comment there, but I can't read it from here, so I just have to wait. Okay, parchment paper. And then I'm going to try and work with this quickly while it's cold. So they say 1-inch balls. As long as you're taking the same amount of each color, approximately, you know, so that when you roll it out into your rope. Now remember, your hands are probably warm, so they're going to melt the butter in it quite quickly. So rope. My sister just made these, and I'm sure some other people have made these already this year. So if you have any tips for me, tell me, because like I said, besides those ones that I just made today, I haven't made these in many, many years, probably before I had kids. So Allison's 18, so at least that many years. So put them together, twist them. Oh, hang on. Twist them. I think I should have made them longer. And then curve the thing. You can do this on the tray too, so that it doesn't break. Okay, I'm going to try making my ropes or snakes, whatever you want to call them, a bit longer. And this is a bit sticky too, and I think, like I said, this might have to do with the fact that my food coloring is really running here. It's not just a few drops like you would do in North America, so I think I should have probably added more flour to make up for that, or found a recipe from here. I don't know why the food coloring is different, but I know that there is less chemicals allowed in the UK than in North America, so it could have to do with that. And you want stuff like that is more natural so that it's healthier. So to make your snake, you just roll it in between your hands, but sometimes you get like skinny and fat, so if you roll it out on your cutting board or something too, and if it is sticking, you can put flour on it, but then it will be white. And I have red stuck to my hands, so when I'm twisting this, there's red in the green and everything else. But you know what? This isn't about being perfect. This is about making treats to have at Christmas time, to share with family. Oh yeah, this is going to make my snakes longer. I forgot. And guess what? I'm not a professional. So as long as I don't waste and they taste good, then there you go. You're learning something new. What am I doing? And why am I grabbing them both at the same time? Okay, there's going to be red in the green and green in the red. And I can't help it. Those two look alright. Okay, remind me I'm making a bigger snake this time. I don't have to finish these. I can just do a tray of them, and then, you know, those ones there that I made, they weren't as sticky as this. This seems even more sticky now that I took it out of the fridge. Oh, my green broke. Hang on. I wonder if I can, if twisting them is, or if you can roll them together. I don't know what the best thing is to do. But at least you guys get to see me like making a mess and it all sticking to me. It smells good. This does smell minty like the other dough that I put in the fridge. oven is waiting for something to go into it. Yeah, like I said, I don't have to finish these. It's going to be boring for you guys to watch me make snakes, and I already have those ones cooked, so you know that I can kind of finish a product. Woo, woo, woo. Twisty, twisty, twist this end without it breaking. Twist, twist, twist. There. I'll show you my tray before I put it in the oven. I know there's part of me, because I know like the stickiness, part of me wants to put my hand in the flour and get more flour out, but it's gonna, the flour is white, right? So it's gonna change the color of my snakes. So I gotta just, you know, a little bit of green in the red, or red in the green is still Christmassy instead of touching my, and I seem to be, because I'm like trying to use this up, I seem to be taking more than an inch. Taking an inch, yeah. Okay, so another twist. I think it's easier if you leave it on your tray and twist it a little bit. Oh, there you go. Twist that, and then take these and twist, twist, twisty, twist, and then curve the top so it makes it into a cane. And I hope these taste better than they look, because each one is a bit more sticky. These are pretty easy if I had added more flour and had it the right consistency. And the next recipe we're making, the thumbprint cookies. Thumb press cookies, thumbprint cookies. You can call it what you want. It's the same thing. Long snakes, twist, 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 the end, and then twist there in the middle. Careful, 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 breaking everywhere. That is what it is. Oh my God. When I'm trying to take my fingers away, it's like sticking to it, so it's just making a big mess. Let me wash my hands and try starting again. The palms of my hands are just full of sticky dough. I have a towel over here to dry my hands as well. Oh, that's horrible. That is not even a cane, that is. Okay. Let's try this again, and I am going to add some flour to my hands. Those look like snow. That's better, having a bit of flour on the dough. Much better. That's a really long snake. Get some flour. My snakes, like I said, are getting longer and longer, so I keep grabbing more dough than I need to. I could probably make 2 snakes, which would make 2 cookies, but just get these done. Yeah, that worked a lot better. So let's see if my, oh no, I broke my thread again. Twist gently. Again, if you guys have any tips, if you guys have made these a lot and you have tips on the twisting or anything, let me know. So twist and then curve. But, oh, these ones, they actually aren't even sticking together properly because I used the flour, so that wasn't the best idea. Maybe they'll cook together though. And I seem to have more red than green, so. Why did I do that again? Why do I grab it at the same time? Let's just roll them together and see what happens. Let me try that again. I think I'm going to do that again. Grab some red, grab some green. Put them beside each other. Roll them together as one like snaky, and then just twist my snake. Let me roll it out more. This is not as easy as it looks. It wasn't that bad when I made those ones, but well, my tray's almost done, so okay, my tray is done because I can't, maybe if I put it this way, yeah, upside down. Can't properly fit more canes. I think I can do one more. But I'm going to make it the other way, the way that we started, I think. Sorry if this is getting boring. Maybe it's not because I'm failing a little bit at it, but I'll get more practice in, because remember I have those ones in the fridge too to make, so I'll get more practice at it. Curved. But yeah, they said to keep them 2 inches apart. Just move up a little bit, and then that one will have room there. Okay. I'll show you my tray. I'll wash my hands, I'll show you my tray, and then I'll put it in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. So they're not great, but they're not bad. They will still be tasty. So Sam says, I'm well, thank you. Hope both you and Steve are well. Thanks, Steve's good too. He's gone out for cards today. So I'm gonna put these in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. And we'll start on our next recipe. Yeah, I didn't think, I did this last time too with the table. Not having enough room to put it in the tray. Okay. Set a timer for 8 minutes.
8 minutes, counting down.
So this little bit of dough that I have left, I'm going to put back in the fridge so it's cold when I make the remainder of it, when you don't have to suffer through it. Woo, sorry. Stepped on the tripod. Are you good? Okay. So, I'll just grab another mixing bowl. This recipe, if I keep it the way it is, it only made like that many. So 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 thumb press cookies with this recipe. So maybe a dozen, depending on how much. Okay, so candy cane cookies, other side. I got the thumbprint cookies. Does it say a, well, it says thumbprint cookies. These thumbprint cookies are a Christmas tradition in my family. This is C. Keith, like the letter C, and then the last name Keith probably, who has put this on all recipes. Is it allrecipes.com probably? Allrecipes.com, yeah. So, these sweet, buttery, walnut-crusted cookies are famous for their fruity, jam-filled centers. Use your favorite preserves like raspberry, apricot, or strawberry to add variety and visual interest to each batch. Prep time 15 minutes, cook time 15 minutes, total time 30 minutes. But I was seeing if it said how many that it's supposed to make, but like I said, I got 13 of the last batch. So, 1 large egg separated and divided. A half a cup of butter, softened. Well, actually, the walnuts, if they put things in order, you want your chopped walnut. No! Yeah, chopped walnuts and egg on the side for later. So, egg. Just use these. Hang on. Yeah, okay, so I can put my egg yolk in right away. So when you want to separate an egg, you can use an egg separator, or you can take the 2 halves of the shell and put your egg, leave the yolk in one side and the white will just drain out, and then drop your yolk into the next side and just keep dropping it side to side, letting the white run out into your bowl, hoping that you don't pop the yolk. Okay, my yolk just popped, so I'm not going to try it again. It goes in there. Or you can use an egg separator if you feel that that'd be better. I have raw egg in my hands, so I'm going to wash my hands. So with the egg white, we don't need it yet, but it's going to be with the walnuts later. So almost flew out of my bowl. Oh, I'm making a mess with some on the cutting board. Now, especially in North America, where not all eggs are tested for salmonella, or if you're using farm eggs, be very careful where you get raw egg. In the UK, all the eggs are tested for salmonella, so technically you could eat them raw if you wanted to, but I don't. So preheat the oven, grease 2 cookie sheets and set aside, or use parchment paper. Whisk egg white in a small bowl, place chopped walnuts in another small bowl, and those can be set aside for now. And then cream, butter, brown sugar, and egg yolk in a mixing bowl until light and fluffy, about 2 minutes. Add flour, vanilla, and salt. Mix until well combined. So it's quite similar to the recipe we did before. So we need 1 large egg, separated, divided. Did half a cup butter, softened. So half a cup is like 100 grams. And then you cream butter and brown sugar. So brown sugar is a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Brown sugar, egg yolk, a mixing bowl, light and fluffy, and then add flour. So let's mix this until it's light and fluffy. So it's the same thing, it's creaming the butter. How did you get in there? Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter, but I have the red, I'm using the same spatula that I used before. I was wondering how there was red dough in it. Silly. Could have used a clean spatula. So it's creaming it just the same as before, but you can see that this is a lot less ingredients as in the recipe. So no, lumps of butter or anything. That's creamed. So you don't need to do it for 2 minutes, just as long as it's smooth. Okay, so you're gonna add the flour, which I have some stuff on my fingers. So add the flour, which is 1 cup all-purpose flour, and vanilla and salt. Mix until well combined. So vanilla is half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Oh, I put a little bit more than half a teaspoon. Whoa, whoa, whoa. My lid's trying to get away. Half a teaspoon of vanilla extract and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So just very light bit of salt. And then mix that. I'll try and be gentle so I don't fly it everywhere. Mix until well combined. Scraping all that excess flour and stuff off the sides, because again, you need the amounts to be, you know, some recipes are very finicky and you need your amounts to be exactly what the recipe calls for. And if you're not confident in your baking, you want to follow a recipe word for word. Plus, you want this flour to mix with the butter and sugar mixture, because you don't want it to be all crumbly. Like, you want it to be evenly mixed. So I'm just going to use my hand now and sort of kneading it into, so I'm making the sticky stuff and sticking it onto the crumbly flour mixture so that it becomes one big blob of mixed. As you can see, nothing's stuck to my sides anymore. It's all pretty much mixed together. Oh right, my cookies. Wow, we've been going for an hour almost. That's okay, I'm still going to do the other treats that I have in mind. So this rambling hour will be more than an hour, but like I said, if whether you're watching now or you're watching at a later time. Okay, so this is good. Let me check the cookies. Yeah, they're cooking. I'm going to leave them for the next 2 minutes. They still need a bit longer. Set a timer for 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Counting down.
Okay, so this recipe says, well combined. Scoop dough into 1.5 inch balls, dip in egg white, and then roll in walnuts until coated. Place 2 inches apart on the prepared cookie sheets. Bake in the preheated oven until slightly poofed, about 5 minutes. So we'll get these ready on a parchment paper. I need the cookie sheet that's in there. The other thing is when I used this when I made the 2 candy canes before, so yeah, like, let's see, I'll make them into the balls right now, and then I'll roll them and put them in the walnuts when my cookies are done in 2 minutes. So 1 inch balls, or 1.5 inch balls it said. So again, it might make probably a dozen or whatever if you get your portions right, but mine made 13. So that's 3. But I'm not measuring. A good thing to do is if you use some type of spoon, you can scoop it, and then you actually will get them uniform, so they're all the same size. The thing about having a uniform cookie or biscuit or whatever as well is because you want them to cook evenly. So if they're all the same size, they'll take the same amount of time to cook. If you have some small ones and some big ones, the big ones might not be cooked when the small ones are, or the small ones might start burning when your other ones aren't cooked yet. Now, one of the reasons I'm going to do the other sweet treats that I have in mind is because I've been looking forward to doing them, and because Christmas is only a few weeks, and I guess it's always Halloween, but I didn't really do any Halloween baking on the show, so I'm going to do those, because next week on our live we're going to do, my timer's going off on my wrist, I can feel it, it's vibrating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm making these a bit big. Maybe another minute. Let me finish making these, and then they are cooked, but I just want them to get a little bit brown around the edges like it said in the recipe. So I'm just taking a little bit off of these and trying to make them the same size. Okay, that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, try. These ones look like they might be a bit smaller, but pretty even Steven. Washing my hands, I'll take the cookies out of the oven and put these ones, roll them in the egg white and the walnuts, and put them in the oven for 5 minutes. And as they're in the oven, we will, I didn't dry my hands, work on some of the sweet treats that I don't even have to leave the table for or use the oven for. Oh, look, there's some of my dough. That's, I could probably, now that I've washed my hands, instead of wasting, I should take this and add it to that one ball that was a bit smaller than its friends. That's why it was smaller than its friends, because I didn't have all the dough. Those are ready, and I just washed my hands, but now they're, okay. What did I use before if I didn't have my oven mitts or anything over here? You know what, I'll use this to look nicer instead of my dark and stained ones that I use every day. I must have used a, you know what, I probably used a tea towel. That was a bit damp, and then so they puffed out. I should have left them a little bit further apart. Oh, they smell good, and I forgot to put any sprinkling on them. Oh my god, they smell so good. So I'm gonna let those cool, and we're gonna get these in a second. Oh yeah. What I know what I'll do, hang on. So, instead of getting my cooling racks out right now, I'm just going to take one of the racks from the other oven. These got little feet, so I can put it on there. And then I'm going to gently slide that on there, and then it's already on the rack to cool. Parchment paper. So your parchment paper curls this way, so that's why I turn it upside down so that it curls downwards, and then it won't be trying to curl onto your baking. Oh yeah, that pan is warm. So I got my egg white, I got my walnuts all crumped up. I could have done them even finer than that, but I didn't. So rub your, what am I doing? Coating the dough in the egg white. So just make sure you turn it around and make it everywhere. Then roll it into your walnuts. Now if I don't use all these walnuts on these, then these walnuts can either go to a dog if the dog will eat them. I don't know if they even eat nuts, or they go in the bin because it's going to have raw egg in it. But this is half the bag, and I used half the bag for not even all of those, so we will see. It probably get used up. So it's up to you if you want them chunky or if you want it more fine, or if you want to use a different nut. I have a lot of pecans. These are the only walnuts I had. So I have a lot of pecans. Like I said, I thought about coconut, or some of the thumb press cookies I've had in the past didn't have anything on them like this, but this is the recipe I chose because it looked nice, and so this is the recipe I'm making. Just give it a little bit of a push in there so that some of the big chunks stick to it. So obviously the ones, if I use all my walnuts up before I coat all of these, there's still going to be cross-contamination with the ones that, because I'm not, I can wash my hands, but so if someone's allergic to nuts, you want to wash everything and make a fresh new batch, or do your nut ones after you make the ones without nuts. So like these ones here that don't have nuts on them may still have traces of walnut in them because I was working in the same place. And I'll spread those out on the pan more in a minute when I don't have bowls on top of the Okay, Almost done. I hope everyone's ready for Christmas. We are counting down the days. It is like, what, 14 sleeps until Christmas? So if it's the 11th, yeah, 14 days and it'll be Christmas. So get your stuff done. I have not done, I need to do the shopping. I've done a little bit of shopping, but not as much as, we're not buying like a large amount of gifts, but, it's just those little things and stuff that I want it done. So I used almost, I don't know how many walnuts were in my bag. Like what did the recipe call for? How many walnuts? It says a half a cup finely chopped walnuts. Maybe, yeah, that was maybe how much was in my bag, I don't know. But I have, this one here is a bit scant on the nuts. It's got, it doesn't have very many, but it still worked out fine. Got dry hands over here because I don't have a towel over there right now. Well, I do. I have some hanging on the oven, but those are for display purposes only. We don't use these ones. Well, it's my first year putting them out, so let's spread these out more. So we have 12, so I'll do rows of 3. There. There. And people think you don't use maths after you're done in school. Okay, so we are going to put these into the oven for 5 minutes. They are not thumb pressed yet. Oh, I moved the table again. Set a timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, counting down.
All right, let's start on our other. So just our daughter, who is taking bakery and patisserie in college, made me a quick brownie today. And it's from a brownie kit, so we didn't make it from scratch. We just used a brownie kit, and it actually had this cardboard in it. And it said to make it in this. That's why she used this pan and had set it in here, just in case it leaked out there, because we didn't know how it would work, and it worked. But I just needed some brownie to do another thing that I saw online. Yeah, we wondered about this too, if the brownie would stick in this cardboard. So let's be gentle about it, because I would like my brownie in one piece, so I can show you guys. There we go. So, brownie. If you want your brownies to be flat because it's gone up here, you can use a knife, or they have ones for cakes too, where you just cut off the top and then you can turn it over where this side is nice and flat and smooth for what we're going to make. Should I try doing that? Let me go to my other baking drawer and get that cake slicer thing and see. I'm just going to check if there's any more comments in. Okay, no, just viewers. A heart from Auntie Diane. Good. I hope you guys are enjoying. So this is the tool for cutting off the tops of cakes and stuff. So we'll see if I can use it with the top of the brownie. I don't know if it'll work as well with it, because there's the brownie has like a crust on top. So let's see. I need to. It's just a no. I need to at least start with a knife. So I use steak knives as bread knives a lot. So I'm gonna see if this gently, even if I can get under that crust to get this started. I might just do it with the steak knife, or you can use a bread knife, which is bigger. Yeah, this is for cakes, so it does not work for brownies. I just want these to be even. Trust me, none of this brownie on top is getting wasted. There we go. Use this pen. Drop the top in there. So that doesn't look as good, but I'm going to flip it over and this is nice and smooth. So what we're going to do with these is we're going to cut them into triangles. Let me think about the best way to do this. So I don't want to just do triangles like that. I want it to look like a Christmas tree, but I don't want to waste any. So there's probably a way to do this that is better than what I'm going to do. But I only need a few anyways, so let me just, like I said, nothing's going to get wasted. So I'm just going to make some shapes of Christmas trees. Oh, that's horrible. That one can be a long, skinny Christmas tree. And then we'll do that one like that. And like that. Well, I am not good at making Christmas tree shapes, am I? Oh, where's the bottom of that one? Oh, I am not good at Christmas trees. Let's make one like that. And then this one can be a Christmas tree, so I can cut it like that. And those could be tiny Christmas trees, but they could just be eaten. So let me see which one's like my best one. I don't know, like say like that. So you have your Christmas tree shape, whichever side you want to use. Now in the recipe, in the one that I had, that so many things here. Okay, so it's been 5 minutes. My timer's going off. You take these out when you find your... There is an oven mitt there. Where did I put my thing? There it is. Okay. So when I read this on the recipe thing, it said like, that you're going to push your thumbs in them, and I'm like, oh my god, I just put those in the oven, as if I'm going to stick my thumb into something hot. But they're not as hot as you think they are. So you're going to take your thumb, and because they're called thumb press cookies, you're going to make your thumb make an indent. You can make it around like a little well. So you can just do it once if you want, or you can move your thumb around to make a well. And that one is hot. That is burning my finger a little bit, but... So I'm going to close the oven so I'm not losing all my heat. I'll show these to you before and after I put the jam in them. So right now they look a bit like birds' nests or donuts, but with still some in the bottom. You don't want it pushed all the way through like a donut. Okay, I'll show them to you over there. So I've put my thumb into them so they've made little wells. Cheryl Diamond Schneider says, your kitchen must smell divine, and do you deliver? The kitchen does smell really good right now. I can deliver, but not all the way to Canada, but if I was there, I'd bake you some. So I don't know if you can really get the view in it, but it is like a little dip inside that you've made with your thumb. And I've moved my thumb around just so that it's an even space. So I'm going to put strawberry jam in these ones. I just ripped the label off of it so it doesn't look like, you know, no name brands. It's a brand new one because I used the old one to do the ones with it. So you just take some jam and you're gonna put it inside the, now remember your tray's hot, so I'm gonna pick this up, but I remembered to use the hot thing. So I'm gonna put that right inside to fill the hole, and it says to use a lot, like fill it right up. I can read the instructions, what it exactly says, but you're gonna fill those up so you can put any type of jam or preserve that you think that will taste nice in there. You could even, if you wanted, you could put something else like a cherry or something else. It's up to you, but I'm gonna just make all of these with strawberry jam. I'm gonna do it over here because there's a lot of stuff over here. And I'm gonna do it quite quickly because, you know, we're over the hour and you guys don't want to just see me messing about. I remember these when I was a kid, and I loved them. And it's funny how many things that your parents or grandparents or whoever, people that you know, would make things baking, and as a kid you maybe didn't help, but you helped eat them. And I've always liked baking, so there's some things that I learned from my mom and grandma, but some of them I've had to learn on my own because, you know, I was a kid and didn't always help in the kitchen, so. Oh my goodness, they look good. Where did I put the lid for the, oh. So I am absent-minded. So I can put that on the table, but, okay. Might be hot. Still. You can see them with the jam in. They look woo! Happy and beautiful. Open, put them back in. And the recipe says, okay, so bake in the preheated oven until slightly poofed, about 5 minutes. That's what we did. And then it says, remove cookies from the oven. Use your thumb to gently press an indent in the center of each cookie. Spoon jam into each thumbprint, filling it to the brim. Step 7, return cookies to the oven and bake until set, about 8 minutes. Step 8, remove from oven and transfer to wire racks to cool completely. Set a timer for 8 minutes.
8 minutes, counting down.
Done. So this is what we're making here. I don't know if you can see that, but they use candy canes for their stems of their trees, and I am not going to use candy canes for the stems of my trees because you wouldn't believe it, but I cannot find candy canes anywhere. So I haven't even really seen them in the shops. I have these sticks, these chocolate sticks. They are called, you know, After 8. So well, these are After 8 sticks, and that's one of my favorite things. So I'm going to use After 8 sticks, which are brown anyways, and you're going to put them in the base like that for your stem of your Christmas tree. Now they use green icing there, and I could make some butter icing, but for the purpose of this quick treat, I have these that I just bought today. They're called Christmas Glittery Decorating Icing. So I'm going to try this instead. So I'm going to take the green and see how this stuff works. Yeah, I mean, it would look brighter with the, and I am not good at this, but it would look brighter and happier with the other icing, but this is one of the things I didn't have time to make my green icing for today, so you guys will just have to deal. Now they have little decorations on theirs, and then they have a yellow star at the top, but in my sprinkles, oh, actually, These are more ready-made icing, decorating icing. I wonder if the yellow will look, oh, I know, actually I have a yellow, well, let me see, I'll make a few. I have yellow, what am I trying to say? Yellow Skittles. So let's see if this yellow works well to make a star. Well, it's something all right. So that one will have a star like that. And I'm gonna get a yellow Skittle. So this one, I'm going to put a dab of yellow icing just to hold the Skittle on. And if it has an S on it, I'll put it facing down. So, and I got green on it, but you know, that's me transferring garbage everywhere. Where did I? Oh, right here. I'm like, where did I put all my Christmas sprinkles? Oh, there's these really cool ones that the lady said was cool while I was paying for them. They're called Reindeer Cheer. Oh, I want to use these ones. These silver balls. So, I think, no, it doesn't show. So on the brownies, I was going to say maybe they put chocolate frosting, but maybe if you make it with chocolate cake, you can do some chocolate frosting. Oh, I'm going to use some sprinkles like this. Okay, let me put some more of this stuff on and make some more. I'll put the sticks in first. I have here, let's try this pretzel. Oops. A little bit more crumbly than the, After Eight stick. But it's a bit different colored, so it looks better. I will bring these closer to you. My yellow star there kind of mushed into itself, so okay, I'm going to put more of this green. And this, because I want it to have something to stick to. Oh, I did that one much better. I'm getting the hang of this. Okay, let's put some, let's see what other colors I have in here. I bought these just for today, so even if I use them all up, that's fine. Put some red. Look at us. Ours are different than the ones that are online because we're special. That looks really cool. Can you guys see that? I hope you can. Okay, so I wanted to use some of these. I'm going to put them in a row so it looks like it's a ribbon of pearls or whatever, not, but I can put them as baubles too, like on this one. Maybe this one, I'll just put a few randomly. Oh, it's too close there. And then I have, oh, trying to get away. Trying to get away. I have this, it's called Reindeer Cheer, and it's just got red and green, like spaghetti sprinkles, and it's got reindeers, and it's got gold balls, and it looks like some holly leaves, and some little red flecks of something. So it's just, oh, you can't see. Anyways, I'll show you guys close up. So we'll put a little bit of this, oh, it's brand new. So it's got the, I'm going to put a little bit more green on this one so that, because when I sprinkle this, I want it to be able to stick. I hope this decorating icing tastes nice. Put this in my hand first. Well, I got a lot of reindeers in that handful. And let's try this one. It's red and white and green, and they're sprinkles, but they are more, what's the word, pearlescent. So I took all the Skittles, and because I needed the red Skittles for those things in the fridge, the wreaths, I just put the red and blue, my brain, oh, the dog's gonna get some sugar on the floor when she comes in. The red and green sprinkles, red and green Skittles are over here. So, oh, you can't see them, but they're right there in a little dish. But I sorted them, so my yellows are over there, so I can go get some more yellows for the tree toppers. Because I would have to look in my other sprinkles and stuff that are not for Christmas, but for the sake of this, like on the picture they have little stars that are like little stars that are here. While I'm closer, I can show you the picture. They have little yellow stars that they must have got in sprinkles and stuff. But a lot of the recipes that I'm following are like American, and you can get so much more stuff in America than you can get here. So I have to like try and make my own. And I know I'm touching my hair, so in a restaurant or whatever, you'd be washing your hands because you just touch your hair. But at the same time, your hair wouldn't be down like this; it would be back. So let me set those there and wash my hands. And my timer's going off for the thumb press cookies. Let's see how they are. Oh, beautiful. Toasty walnuts. Those are delicious. Okay, I'm gonna set them aside. Do we need the oven anymore? No, we don't. So I'll set those on top of the cooker for now. Shut off the oven. You'll still hear the fan because the fan on our oven stays on until the oven's cooled off. Okay, so we are doing this. Oh yeah, okay, I'll put a bit of yellow to hold the, what I call stars on. Okay, I'm gonna try and make this one just green. So I'm gonna use the, okay, like I think the pretzels look nice because they're a different brown, but I like the, which roll do I want as the bottom of this? I like, I mean, who doesn't, no, I'll put it in this way because I don't want to break it, but who doesn't like chocolate mint, like after 8? So I think as much as the pretzel looks nice, I think people would prefer the after 8s, but I might be wrong. And I don't even know if they have to be that long, but they use, the candy canes are pretty long. So, what did I say? I want green, and then I'm gonna put green sprinkles on this. So I'm putting quite a bit of green. I don't know if you guys can see these while I'm doing them, but I will put them all on a tray and bring them close to you in a moment. So I'm just using straight green sprinkles. Maybe I'll put them in my hand first. Probably took too many. As you know, I don't like waste. What else was, okay, so there, and then I can put a yellow star on top. And I have these sprinkles over here. They're just holly leaves and little red balls. So maybe if I put them in my hand like this, I can just add a few holly leaves. I didn't realize until I put the first one in that there's actually a right way and a wrong way. There's kind of a stem on one end of them. And then I need some holly berries, which are the little red. So I mean, you can even use tweezers to do this if you care enough to get them perfect. I'll do 3 sets. Oh, I put that leaf in upside down, don't care. Just trying to make them different. And I have vanilla ice cream, so I can have brownies with ice cream if I wanted. I'm gonna make one over here. I'm gonna put my berries on first, then I'll put my 2 leaves. Now really, because these have touched my hand, I shouldn't put them back in here, but this is just stuff for the family. I'm not making these for people outside the family, so. Okay, so I have 2 more. Let's just put, I have these tiny little ones here too, so we'll make something out of those just so that they're all done. A little bit of green, a little bit of green, and then I will get the, oh yeah, I should put the sticks in the end first before I okay. Yellow for the, how many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just use this one, and the other ones can go without a star. And then what do I want to sprinkle on them? Well, there's not a lot of, I'm just going to leave those ones. I'm just going to put some stems in these, but I'm going to make them smaller. And that one needs stem. Then I'm going to put these on the cookie sheet just so you guys can see them. Alright. Scooch these over to the counter. Drop the cookie. That'll be for the dog. I'll set it by the sink. And then I'll put these on the cooling rack. I'll put some more, I don't really need to put this down, but it'll make it look nicer. And it's not wasted, I can still use it in the oven on the other side. Okay, wait, hang on. I'll take pictures of these two as, oh, can you see those? Okay, I don't want them to slide, so that's as good as it gets here, and then I will take a picture of them. So what is next? We have comments. You can never have too many sprinkles, absolutely. Okay, so my nose is itchy, but I don't want to touch it because we're baking. Let me have a drink. I am going to try and make something. Let me look at the picture.
That may be beyond my abilities at the moment.
Okay, we did those. So I'll show you, this is the, these are the, those are how they looked. Oh, look at that, how they put, I wonder how big those are, if those are M&Ms and they use them like that. Cheryl says very cute too, the brownie things. Okay, so I'll leave that there, and I'm going to take those things out of the, oh right, I took them off the tray. Everything's off the trays. So I wonder how well these. I am a messy one. I know my hands are going to be full too. Oh, I dropped one of the, I can hear it. Okay. Where should I put these on? I'll just leave them there. And I need to close the fridge. And I spilled some apple slices. Okay, let's get going here. All right, next. So, if I move that there, then I can try and gently slide these over on top of their picture. There. Okay. Next, we have this that I'm going to try and make. Now, they have candy corn as his nose, and I don't have any candy corn, so I don't know how I'm going to make his nose. I might just use a orange Skittle, because that seems to be the thing to do. So let me make myself a nice hot chocolate, and I'm going to see if this works out. I got a cup and cocoa in it already, and I'm going to use our, you can't see it, but we have a corker tap, so it gives us boiling water on demand. So you can hear it. Yeah, this is a tin cup too, so I want to be careful not to touch it because it'll be hot. I am going to, because what am I going to do? Oh, yeah, I do have a mini spatula in here. I mean, a mini whisk in here because I don't have a... The good thing about using a little whisk with hot chocolate and stuff like that is that you actually get all of it. You can get into the little cracks on the bottom and everything with it, because with a spoon, sometimes when you do it, you don't get enough, you don't get all the chocolate powder mixed up. So the thing is that usually my, I have like a drinks area that I try to do for beverages and stuff, and most of my baby whisks are over there for the girls with their coffees and stuff. So hopefully these are still, yeah, they're still cold, but I have whipped cream and milk that I've had out this whole time. Should have made this one first. Add some milk because I like mine cool. I should grab my whisk back. They have a little frother thing over there too, electric frother, to make their drinks even more frothy, which it looks like on this picture. It is a bit more frothy, but let's just add some whipped cream on top of this and that'll be frothy enough. It'll melt into it. Okay, now I need the whipped cream for something else too. I got some marshmallows here. There's some pink ones and white ones. But I'll just grab the pink ones. I mean the white ones. Oh, how do they get the... My head is sinking. My head is... That'll be the... Oh, that one might sink. Hang on, let me take... How do they get him to stay on top? I'm going to try and make him with some pretzels. Ah, my pretzel broke. They always make things look easier than they are. I'm going to use a pretzel for his bones to hold them together. So that's a body. And then he has some legs. I'll just give him little legs because I'm just seeing if this even works. You know, they always make things look cuter on... Maybe I should make him outside of the... and then you put him in. So if he has little legs, we don't want really long arms either. And then that marshmallow's not doing so well in there. It hasn't sunk all the way, but... So the head is on a bit of an angle. And that pretzel just totally broke. I could probably use toothpicks, but you want it to be edible, right? Okay, so this one is not an easy one. You know, if I was scoring these on easy and not easy, he is going to be a not easy one. Okay, before I put him in, I'm going to make his little face and stuff with chocolate or brown. Oh, what color is that? Hang on, what does it say? Red, black, gold, and green. Okay, so then I have in here chocolate and salted caramel writing icing. So I will use, there's dark chocolate. Yeah, I'll use the dark chocolate. So they have 2 dots there, 1 there for his buttons. And then they got a little smile, little cheeky, oh you, come on. It's not coming out very good. This is supposed to be writing, there, cheeky, little sideways grin, and then these triangle eye, come on. Yeah, that's not working. Okay, let me take that off. You know, I bet they make a bunch of these and then they put the best one on the internet, right? Unlike us who are doing this live and it is what it is. Well, you know what, maybe he has something wrong with his eyes and that is absolutely fine. There was part of me that wanted to lick my finger, but again, restaurant-wise, we don't do that. Okay, now here's the nose. So the nose is, like I said, it's a candy corn, but we don't have candy corn here. But it's a candy corn turned upside down, so the orange part is sticking out like a nose. I'm going to get an orange Skittle. Well, actually, I could even cut one out of the jam, the jelly gem, whatever they're called. Where's my knife? I'm going to see if I can cut a Skittle because they're usually soft on the inside, so maybe I can make it more triangle-ish. What if they, oh, I just took off his eyes with my fingers. And his mouth. It all came off on my fingers. What I was going to say is I wonder if they make a little hole in the marshmallow and then stick the thing in. Well, it looks like a face, but I'm just going to give him round eyes. Or whatever eyes. And I'll still try and make him like a little cheeky grin. Oh, he looks like, he doesn't look happy. He looks like I'm about to murder him. Oh, he's drowning. My fingers, I'm coming over to show you guys. I can't take a picture because my phone is there. Can you guys see him drowning? His little nose. And his arms falling in. And oh, and now he's turning over. He's dying. This did not work out. Let's try a different one. And I think it's still too hot for... Yeah, it's still too hot. Okay, that one is a fail. And that one looks cute, but did not work. Alright, next. These are the, okay. Let's try these ones. This is strawberries and whipped cream. Do you think we can do this? And then there's either, you put little 2 dots there. It's either chocolate sprinkles on their side or little chocolate dots, or maybe the chocolate icing. So let's see if we can make these cute little Santas. We are almost done. I know the time is going over, so let's see if we can make these cute strawberry Santas. So we need strawberries, whipped cream, and what did I just knock over? Strawberries, whipped cream, and chocolate sprinkles. I did have the, oh yeah, I have them right here because I wanted to use them. So, and we'll need those 2. Which ones look like a fat, jolly old Santa? One's cut, Okay, let's just do those two. Whatever. Don't need that. So, whipped cream. It might be icing. It might not be whipped cream. Oh, well, let's use whipped cream. And the other thing is I can't even eat these because I'm allergic to strawberries, so. Paring knife. Just cut the top off. I'll try whipped cream. Whipped cream. I have more whipped cream in the garage that is more refrigerated than this, so let's do this whipped cream first. There is part of me that just wants to shove these in my mouth because I might be allergic to strawberries. Doesn't mean I don't love them. There. And instead of whipped cream, I'm going to use the white writing icing to do. Oh, it's not the same as the whipped cream. It's more translucent. Chocolate sprinkles. I got green sprinkles there. I could do green eyes. Santa has blue eyes. Well, it doesn't matter. Santa's helpers can have whatever color eyes. My goodness, these are like tweezer type desserts. Some people have too much time on their hands to make things like this. I think it is icing though. Icing would be better. Because that's melting off of itself. And there's not even room for eyes. My fingers are all sticky. Okay. Oh my god, okay. This is not working. So this isn't a fail because of the recipe. This is a fail because I failed. So if I would have realized that's icing and, his head fell off, and not whipped cream. Oh my god, okay. Oh, his eyes are gone now. So I could do those better with icing. Cheryl says, still tasty even though the snowman was drowning. Yes, and these will be tasty for someone who can eat strawberries as well. But it won't be me. I'll make some white icing off camera and I will try those again when I'm done here. Although, I mean, I do need to go to bed tonight. Although I haven't done my workout yet either, so this doesn't count as my workout. Okay, let's try the next strawberry one that So this failed, but that's because I'm a failure. These are the next ones. So they look like the Grinch. But they're a healthy one. So it's a marshmallow on top, like a little marshmallow. And then a little bit of strawberry and a banana and then a green grape. And I believe that stick is just like a cocktail stick. So I'm going to grab some cocktail sticks from over here. They usually sit on the middle of my table on a Lazy Susan, but obviously my table's not set right now the way it usually is. So, set that there. Cocktail sticks. I have a banana. And I'll cut it into some slices. And then, oh, that banana smells nice. I have some small marshmallows over here. And then strawberry and grapes. So I got the grapes and the strawberries. cocktail sticks underneath my marshmallows. Alright, let's try the grape first, if we're going all the way through. Then the banana is the rim of the Santa hat, so they could even be thinner than this, but it should work. It's just got a chocolate sprinkle on it. And then the Santa hat, which I may have cut in a bit small. And then a little bit down, and then a white marshmallow, which I probably should have taken out so I didn't cross-contaminate in there. That is cute. Oh, shoot. For a second there, but my camera's on my phone's on 20%, so I don't know if you saw me put that one together. You'll see me put this one together, and then I think we'll be done for the night. Okay, so I got the grape on the toothpick first, and then the banana is the rim of the Santa hat. I cut I'm gonna cut a different strawberry so it's bigger, because I cut my Santa hats a bit too small. And then push it down further on the cocktail stick so there is room for your white marshmallow. And these ones are a win. So I'm going to show you those. And next week we're going to be doing Christmas crafts. And if I have time to do the other few things that I was going to do today if my phone wasn't dying and if we weren't over so much already. So these ones are healthier and cute, and they are like the little Grinch, right? So these ones are a win. Easy, quick, and even kids could make these. And then you know that they're not just eating cookies and all the candy and chocolates that you get at Christmas. So I'll put those on here. I will take pictures of this stuff when my phone is more charged, and I will make up some white icing so that I can try making those strawberry Santa Clauses, because like I said, it wasn't a fail on the recipe part, it was a fail on my part. There is a few other things I want to make, and if I don't think I'll have time to make them with the crafts, I'll just make them beforehand and show you. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was different than last year's Christmas special, and it was longer, so we're almost at 2 hours of a rambling hour. So next Sunday is the Christmas crafts, and that is the 18th of December. So then next Sunday after that is the 25th of December, which is Christmas, and I doubt I'll be on for Christmas Day because I have family here for dinner. So, but I will do either Christmas Eve or the day before or something in there. There'll be the reading stories for the Christmas stories for the kids. So I'll let you guys know when that is, so that you, oh, I didn't have my necklace on the outside. Anyways, you shouldn't be wearing jewelry when you're in the kitchen anyways. Just want to look good. So yeah, I'll let you guys know. Thank you. Cheryl says, take care, enjoyed watching. And Mommy says, bye, love you. And Cheryl said, super cute. And Auntie Diane said some awesome ideas. And then Auntie Diane says, love your apron and tablecloth. Have a great night. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed the recipes. If you're just tuning in now, you guys can watch this again. After I post it, it will, it'll take a minute or two, but you can see my snowman is completely drowned now. Just the remnants of his eyes are left, and like one leg sticking up. So stay cozy, and I will see you guys next Sunday. It probably won't be as long as 2 hours, but we'll make some Christmas crafts, so I look forward to that. I hope you guys have a good holiday, and if I'm in the kitchen making the Christmas crafts, I'll try and show you a different angle of the kitchen. Love you guys. Bye.